All right, Matt. Something else came out that was really cool recently, and it's the Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
It's not the Wii U they.
No.
As I said it would
Wii U they.
Because they came out with a Wii, and the next one was like Wii U.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Wii U? Was the next one going to be Wii U they?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so all they've got right now is this trailer that kind of shows off the system and what it does. If you have not seen this, it is essentially a tablet that goes into a docking station. When you're playing the game with the little controller, you can pull off the sides of the controller with all the buttons and stuff and attach them on the left and right side of the tablet and take it with you. And it's fully functional. The tablet is doing all the work. So if you take the tablet with you, it's got its own screen. It looks like probably about 10 inches or so. It's maybe like an iPad mini or something in size. And you could play every game. They're cartridge-based games, and you play them on this tablet with you, just like you would on a TV. Now, what's your initial impressions of this trailer? If you haven't seen the trailer, it's basically this guy's playing on his couch, watching the TV.
Right.
Very lonely, oddly enough. It's really dark, and it's at night. And then his dog barks, and I guess he needs to go to the park. So he picks up this tablet, undocks it basically, plugs in his controllers into the left and right. It kind of slides down the sides, takes it with him, and now it's daytime for some reason. And he takes his dog to the park to relieve itself, I guess. Anyway, there's more to the video, but what do you initially think about this system, Matt?
I think there's a bunch of losers in that commercial. No, I don't know. Nintendo.
Nintendo's you're either a fanboy and been with it this whole time, or you kind of straight off to Xbox and PlayStation.
I don't know. It's almost, I guess they're just trying to find a marketing ploy to propel against, PlayStation and Xbox. I don't know.
I think what it is they've been extremely successful with their Nintendo 3DS and 3D. Like, their handhelds have been amazing.
Right.
And so they're like, well, why don't we just combine the two? And I mean, that's probably been said in the past anyway, but now they're doing that. You got the best of both worlds. It's a console that you can take with you and play anywhere. You don't have to hook it up to a TV, although you can.
Yeah. I didn't get the cartridges. They're not
CDs. They're like Nintendo cartridges. It's more like SD cards. They're real small.
Okay. And that'll go into like the tablet part, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you just plug them into a slot on the side or whatever, and then you play that game.
Okay. I mean, it looked neat.
Is this something that you are interested in?
No.
And why not? Maybe that's a better asked question.
I don't know, man. They just their games don't. Now it
did have Skyrim in the video.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you caught, or you had to have caught it, or maybe you weren't paying attention to it that much.
I think I was more or less at that time. I was just trying to figure out what was going on with all the stuff going on the sides, and
the actual device.
I actually see the functionality of the device.
No, but Skyrim came out years ago, and it's on PS3.
Right.
So is it going to look better than that? I mean, it kind of looked good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. It's just their game selection tends to, and I haven't had anything Nintendo-wise in a long time. My parents have the Wii for my kids. Oddly enough, I think my dad does the yoga a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. Even seeing the Wii whenever they had it for the kids, I don't know. It just kind of looks lackluster. And now they didn't have a great game selection for it, but still, I don't know. Nintendo just doesn't do it for me anymore, and it makes me sad because I mean they do have Zelda and
they got some cool
the most famous plumber in the world, and so I mean I don't know.
Here's the things I'm excited about and kind of concerned with, which some of it is because they haven't put out that much information. I have a PlayStation Vita and I really enjoy it, and it has touchscreen capability. But a lot of the games I play don't use it that much. They use it a little bit.
Right.
I'm not sure this is touchscreen because in the video, it didn't showcase that at all.
Right.
Like they never did anything touchscreen.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess that's not a big deal, but it almost, I mean, going from the 3DS, which is in the DS, which is all touchscreen, you use the stylus for a lot of games and such like that. you're kind of limiting some things by choosing not to do touchscreen. Now, if it ends up being touchscreen, awesome. I think that would be great. But the one thing I was kind of like, the whole time.
Yeah.
Except when they started, and I know this is silly, but when they started playing 2 players on the same game. Because like,
okay,
the controller, and it's really hard to, I'll probably have a picture up on the video, but it's really hard to explain this in the audio podcast. But essentially the controller is like this big square, and the left side and the right side, not the middle, come off. They slide off the actual thing. And the left side has a joystick, and the D-pad, which tangent off to the side, is like the C-pad on the GameCube. It's just like circle buttons, up, down, left, right.
Okay.
I don't know. I have to play with it, but it doesn't seem like it would be that cool. Okay. I like traditional D-pads.
Right.
Anyway, on the right side, above the analog's on the bottom on that side, kind of like an Xbox 360 configuration. You've got ABXY above it. And then there's a plus key above that. There's a minus on the other one. And then it has some shoulder buttons. Well, you slide those off and you turn them sideways, kind of like an old Nintendo controller.
Right.
So each player has a joystick and 4 buttons. And you might be able to access the shoulder button somehow, or maybe it has another shoulder button on the inside.
Right.
But they were playing like some basketball game and stuff like that. So you can take this tablet with you, basically, sit it down, pull the controllers off the tablet, give one to another player, and now you're playing like some side-scrolling shooter games and things like that. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah,
it's cool. My first thought on that, though, was those controllers like that, split up like that, looked super small.
They're smaller than a phone.
Yeah, so I don't know how that actually fits in your hand. I know the people in the commercial look like they were having a blast, but I see me being like, man, this is really little. I'm sure you get used to it, but I'm sure at first, man, you're going to be like, what did I just get? So.
Well, Nintendo's been pretty good about their controller designs, so I'm assuming that, sure, for some people it might be tiny. More concerning is that you just lost half the buttons. The thing is, like, you don't have 2 analog sticks, and you basically, so if you're playing old school games, like if you could put some old, like, pixel art kind of games, you know, like old 16-bit games and such like that, or side scrollers or beat 'em ups and stuff, there's certain games that it's going to be extremely awesome with, because that's one thing I always liked about my tablets. You play some games, but it's like, if you're with somebody and you're like waiting for a movie to start or something like that, or if you're sitting around at a convention, I mean, you can't really play multiplayer games.
Right.
There's some that you can, but you both have to have it and things like that. With this, you can pull it out, pull 2 controllers off, and you're playing with 2 people.
Right.
And in the video, they had 2 people with consoles, so now you're playing a 4-player game.
Yeah. I also question how heavy is this thing going to be to carry it around like it's nothing with the controllers on it.
Well,
I mean, is that something you're going to want to do all the time?
I'm probably not concerned about the weight. I bet they have the weight figured out to where it's not like crazy heavy or whatever, but I will say that it's a lot bigger than stuff. It doesn't fit in your pocket.
Right.
It is a small tablet, so you're going to have some kind of carrying case, or if you have a backpack, obviously you can shove it in the backpack.
Right.
I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's really going to depend on launch titles and what they kind of have planned to come out. They've got a lot of third-party developers already. At the end of the video, it has like a whole screen of different developers, but who knows what they're going to come out with on it. Is it backwards compatible with 3DS games? Stuff like that. I doubt it if it's not touchscreen.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I was most impressed by at the very end of the commercial where they had the teams playing that paintball game, like doing their strategy.
Kind of like 4-on-4.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They were sitting around. I didn't know. I thought they were about to just play with each other. Yeah.
That was cool for a video, but it's like never going to happen.
Yeah, and then they like go out for some world championship thing. I was like, oh, yeah, it's
kind of like they're in a building and like two guys, each team had 4 people or whatever, and like 2 of them are on each tablet, and then they're all like, all right, let's go. And they walk in there and they dock all their switches into their little docking bases and play on TVs. The controller does come with, as I'm staring at this picture, I kind of reminded myself of this. The controller is, like I said, square, but it does have like a grip that goes on it as well to make it more feel like a traditional controller.
Right.
But they also have a pro version of the controller that looks like more like an Xbox 360 kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So you can have that too. I don't know, man. I don't know. How powerful is this going to be? I mean, the Wii has always kind of been, or Nintendo has kind of been behind the times with some of their graphic capabilities, but they've done pretty well. What did you think of, this isn't, I guess it is going to be a Switch exclusive, but what did you think about the Zelda game? Did you see it in the screens?
Yeah, I mean, it looked cool, but I haven't had a Nintendo since I had a Nintendo. I haven't, now that I think about it, I haven't owned anything else Nintendo-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Since Nintendo. I've played on other consoles though with buddies and stuff, but I don't know. Like I said, my parents have the Wii. Well, I guess I played on the Wii. What was your initial question?
Zelda game.
Zelda game. Man, I miss Zelda, but it looked cool. Riding around on a horse bike. Yeah, riding around on the horse bike and I guess hitting stuff like a knight kind of deal. But
yeah,
I don't know. Zelda and Mario, that's their deal, and that's kind of what sells it. Mario Kart.
Oh, Mario Kart's awesome.
Yeah, I mean I feel like that's what keeps their friend.
I'm pretty sure in the video it had Mario Kart, and they were playing it split screen on the tablet.
Might have been.
No, like side scrollers and beat 'em ups and stuff where everybody's on the same screen and stuff like that.
Right.
That's fine. I don't know if I'd ever play a split screen game. I say that, but I probably would.
Right.
But it's not a selling point for me. It's one of those in the moment. Oh, let's just do it. Why not? We got 15 minutes.
Right.
That kind of thing. I don't know. I can't wait for more information to come out on this. I feel like if it's touchscreen or at least it's compatible with a lot of the 3DS titles, if it even will play 3DS games.
Right.
Because I always wanted to get a 3DS, but I was like, there's only a few games that I want to get. But if I could play it on this is like the one-time backward compatibility actually seems really cool.
3DS games on a way bigger screen.
Yeah, on a way bigger screen. I mean, it'd be weird though, I guess, because you need two screens for that. So probably not.
Oh, that's right. They did have the two screens in it. I don't know. Price point will be a big thing too. Yes.
But I don't know. This might be. I'm on the edge. It depends on a couple of things, but I might bite on this one. I skipped the Wii and I skipped the Wii U. I end up finding a Wii at Goodwill for $15.
Well, that's worth it.
So I bought the Wii with 4 controllers, and now I've got a ton of games. But I skipped out on it, until obviously the Wii U has been out. This has only been 6 months ago,
right?
So I've skipped out on the last 2 Nintendo generations. We'll see how this one goes. And I am way more interested in this than I have been in those 2 systems.
The commercial kind of was like, that looks interesting, but as far as me actually having an care to buy it, I'm probably not going to get it.
Fair enough. Well, anyway, we'll see what happens with the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.